In this lecture, I've got a couple of unit conversion applications for us to look at. We're gonna focus both on specifically linear conversions as well as just some general applications of dimensional analysis. So I've got a real world example here. This actually happened. I did not make this up. In 1999, there was a Mars probe that crashed into the surface of Mars as it was trying to land, and a post-crash analysis revealed that the problem was a mismatch of units. NASA was using metric values where the manufacturer, Lockheed Martin, was using the US customary values. So I've got a question kind of based around this here, right? If the probe's altitude was 57 kilometers when it should have been 110 kilometers, how far off was it in miles from where it should have been? Right? So first we need to figure out how far off it was in kilometers. Right? So the difference is 110 kilometers minus 57 kilometers. Right? This tells me it was off by 46 kilometers. So that's the number that I want to convert into miles. Remember, our conversion factor here is 1 mile per 1.6 kilometers. So I'm going to do 46 kilometers, and I need to have kilometers in the denominator and miles up here in the numerator. And it's 1 mile per 1.6 kilometers. And the kilometers are going to cancel. 46 divided by 1.6, that's 28.75 miles, right? That's how far it would have been off. So for our second question here, it's kind of another astronomy type question. Earth is traveling through space relative to the sun at about 30 kilometers per second, right? And you know, my experience growing up in the U.S. is all with miles, not kilometers. So I kind of have a feel for them after teaching and working with this stuff for such a long time. But it's still easiest for me to think in miles, right? So I want to take this kilometers per second value and convert it into miles per hour, right? So to do that, I'm going to start with 30 kilometers per 1 second. And I'm going to do my same conversion factor here. I'm going to do 1.6 kilometers per mile. And that actually finishes the kilometer part, but I still need to do seconds. I got to get seconds into hours. And I can do this, but I'm going to have to do this in a couple of steps as well. Right? First, I know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. That gets me into minutes. So right now I'm going to do it one more time. There's 60 minutes per hour. The minutes cancel, and look at the units that are left. I've got miles up here and hours down here, and that's what I wanted. Now, if we do the arithmetic, 30 times 60 divided by 1.6, that's going to be miles per hour. You get your calculator out. This is pretty darn fast. It's 67,108.1 miles per hour. And that's a unit that I can kind of understand, right? I can look at that and say, yeah, okay, that's really pretty blindingly fast. Okay, so this is going to be the end of our discussion of linear measurements, although they are going to come up again. Or they are going to come again in the next lecture where we start talking about the ways we can measure area.